Welcome back. Who are you?
Thanks for my life in Haven. You've all sorts serving now. If that means change, so be it.
Okay.
Maker, you're a mess. Let me have a look at you. Are you all right, my dear? Were you hurt? You look dreadful.
I've looked worse.
You should have seen me an hour ago.
We should do something about this dirt. We don't need you frightening the faithful. Let's keep up appearances. You've handled this crisis competently, saving as many lives as you did. But the enemy struck a serious blow against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
Yeah. Well, it worked in our favor.
You're wrong. We now have a better location and far more people at our disposal. This couldn't have worked out better if I'd planned it.
Yet we can hardly rely upon the whims of Providence to give us all our victories. This defeat may have turned to our advantage, but it will not last long. Our enemy advances, Inquisitor. We must not sit idly by. Act first and teach them to fear us. I think you know what needs to be done, my dear.
Do you need something, my dear?
I want to help the circle.
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts at restoring the circle?
After the circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
I'll find them.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the circle will be in your debt.
Alright, well, Sarah!
So, Inquisitor. It's Inquisitor now, right? Remember that war we talked about stopping? Full of little badges I can stick with little arrows. That's not a friggin' archdemon, is it? Droste, what did I step in?
I didn't expect it either.
I've apparently been through a lot. But yes, Corypheus was a surprise.
No, a surprise would be, oh, I stepped in dog shite. No one says, oh, a Magister God monster, I'm surprised. Impossible things aren't surprises.
Calm down and explain.
I can't help if you don't explain what's wrong exactly.
It's got to be nonsense, doesn't it? What kind of screwed if it isn't? I mean, that Corypheus thing. A Magister, right? Story is, he cracked the Golden City. But that's a hazy dream. If not, seat of the Maker, real thing. A seat needs a book, so the Maker, real thing. Fairy stories about the start and end of the world, real things. It's too far, isn't it? I just want to plug the Skyhole rubbish so I can go play.
Do you believe or not?
You joined to help the little people caught up in this. But do you believe or not?
In Andraste? Of course.
But you doubt what you're seeing and hearing.
It can't be true. Even fanatics don't want to be this right. Look, I have arrows. I can make this Corypheus believe in those. Good enough? Please be good enough.
Pick whatever cause you want.
As long as you're reliable when we go Magister hunting. Stay for whatever reason you like.
Like don't have nuts to do with it. Not when we're tracking monsters that shouldn't be. What I want is to get everything back to business as usual. A nice simple system with simple problems. Helps me, helps people, helps you. In that order. For now.
That almost makes sense.
You're starting to not sound completely crazy.
I know, scary, innit? So bring 'em on. But first, food. I'm starving. Demon armies and wardens, and Varric has exactly who we need. The big talker just knows everything.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
I don't know why the game keeps freezing. Where's Lils? Liliana. How do I... Barry. She's calmed down.
Cassandra's calmed down. I think you could take your hand off your crossbow.
Define calm down for me in terms of who or what she's punching right now. I wasn't trying to keep secrets. I told the Inquisition everything that seemed important at the time.
I believe you.
I know, Varric. You never would have kept quiet otherwise.
I keep hoping none of this is real. Maybe it's all some bullshit from the Fade and it'll just disappear. I know I need to do better. I'm sorry. Corypheus is back. Oh, shit.
What is he?
You said he was a Darkspawn, or a Magister. What is he really?
I'm not sure. I don't think Corypheus really knows either. He's definitely a Darkspawn, but when we found him, it was pretty obvious he hadn't heard that. He thinks he's a Magister, a priest of Dumat, in fact. He says he broke into the Golden City, like in the Chantry tale.
You beat him before?
If you and Hawk defeated him once, we can do it again.
We didn't just think Corypheus was dead. He was dead. No pulse, no breath, full of stab wounds. There wasn't a lot of room for doubt. It makes me wonder. I thought the Wardens imprisoned Corypheus to use him. Maybe they did it because he can't be killed.
How did you find the prison?
How did you and Hawk even wind up in a Grey Warden prison for ancient Darkspawn?
Corypheus sent people after Hawk. He actually got control of an entire Carter clan. Made them drink Darkspawn blood. Weird shit. We tracked the Carter to an old dwarven fort or something in the mountains. Of course, it turned out to be a trap. They needed Hawk's blood to open the locks holding Corypheus, and they drew us into the prison to get it.
We'll find a way to kill him.
There has to be a way to defeat Corypheus. We'll find it, don't worry.
I hope you're right. Maker's breath, what have I let loose?
This isn't your fault, Barrett.
You had nothing to do with this, Varric.
I was the one who led Hawk to Corypheus. If I hadn't tracked the Carter to that ruin. But you've got more important things to do than listen to me worry. Just let me know when you want something shot.
Let's speak to Josephine.
I've made some inquiries into the Imperial Court. The sooner we deal with the threats to the Empress, the better. The political situation in the Empire is dangerously unstable. It will complicate matters.
Everything in the Empire complicates matters. It's the Orlesian national pastime.
Turn your nose up at the grand game if you like, Commander, but we play for the higher stakes, and to the death.
The Court's disapproval can be as great a threat as the Venatori. We must be vigilant to avert disaster.
Dangerously unstable?
Exactly what do you mean? How is it more dangerous than usual?
The Empress is in the middle of a civil war. Her cousin, Grand Duke Gaspard, seeks to take her throne by force. Leliana reports that a group of elves has been sabotaging both armies, drawing out the hostilities. Orlais holds Tevinter at bay. All of Thedas could be lost if the Empire falls to Corypheus. Celine is holding peace talks under the auspices of a grand masquerade. Every power in Orlais will be there. It's the perfect place for an assassin to hide.
I don't have a thing to wear.
A grand masquerade. I need to go shopping.
We don't have enough sway with the court to arrange an invitation. Perhaps a few more alliances.
Or soldiers.
We need a greater presence in Orlais. And soon.
We'll have to work on that. Alright, how do I get to Liliana?
What was this place?
Hey, Solus.
So... room for whatever was here.
Oh, speaking of, I level up. Oh, let's see. Damage bonus. Facing forward. Focus team success require ability combo earns additional focus points. Okay, cool. I'll have to look into that. This is really cool. Do you want to apply? Okay. Save.
Inquisitor.
I'd like to know more about you, Solus.
Why?
You're an apostate, yet you risked your freedom to help the Inquisition.
Not the wisest course of action when framed that way.
I appreciate the work you're doing, Solus. I just wanted to know more about you.
I'm sorry. There's so much fear in the air. What would you know of me?
Where have you studied?
You said you've traveled to many different places.
This world, or its memory, is reflected in the fate. Dream in ancient ruins, you may see a city lost to history. Some of my fondest memories were found in crumbling cities, long picked dry by treasure seekers, the best of the battlefields. Spirits press so tightly on the veil that you can slip across with but a thought.
Which battlefields?
Any place in particular?
I dreamt at Ostagar. I witnessed the brutality of the Darkspawn and the valor of the Ferelden warriors. I saw Alistair and the hero Ferelden light the signal fire, and Logain's infamous betrayal of Caelan's forces.
Tell me what happened.
I've heard the stories. It would be interesting to hear what it was really like.
That's just it. In the Fade, I see reflections created by spirits who react to the emotions of the warriors. One moment, I see heroic wardens lighting the fire, and a power-mad villain sneering as he lets King Caelan fall. The next, I see an army overwhelmed and a veteran commander refusing to let more soldiers die in a lost cause.
And you can't tell which is real.
It is the Fade. They are all real.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
That's actually an interesting stance to make Logain seem like he was within the rights. But then again, you're in a war. You made a commitment. You can't just back down.
Brilliant, isn't it? One moment you're trying to restore order in a world gone mad, That should be enough for anyone to handle, yes? Then, out of nowhere, an archdemon appears and kicks you in the head. What? You thought this would be easy? No, I was just hoping you wouldn't crush our village like an anthill. Sorry about that. Archdemons like to crush, you know. Can't be helped. Am I speaking too quickly for you?
Not at all.
You don't need to worry about me. I can keep up.
Yes, I noticed that.
Did you now?
Certainly. If you were a slack-jawed yokel, you'd already be dead. I always assumed the Elder One behind the Venatori was a Magister. But this is something else completely. In Tevinter, they say the Chantry's tales of Magisters starting the Blight are just that. Tales. But here we are. One of those very Magisters, a dark spawn.
They say the Chantry is lying.
Who does the Imperium say started the Blight?
You know how it is. Not us. They say Darkspawn were always there. Magisters and the Blight aren't even related. Is that a surprise? No one wants to admit they shit the bed. But if Corypheus is one of the Magisters who entered the Black City and he's Darkspawn, what other explanation is there?
You seem upset.
Why does that make you angry?
Because the Imperium is my home. I knew what I was taught couldn't be the whole truth, but I assumed there had to be a kernel of it, somewhere. But no, it was us all along. We destroyed the world.
You're not responsible.
You didn't do anything. Those men did. 1,000 years ago.
True, except that one of them is up and walking around right now. Not to mention I have idiot countrymen who would happily follow him down that path again. I have no intention of letting Corypheus win. Not without someone from Tevinter standing against him. It would have been nice if you'd helped stop Alexius. But that's not how things went. So be it. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay and help the Inquisition.
Yeah?
We can use all the help we can get.
No one will thank me whatever happens. No one will thank you either. You know that, yes?
I don't need their thanks.
That's not why I'm doing this.
I knew there was something clever about you. All I know is this. Corypheus needs to be stopped. Men like him ruined my homeland. I won't stand by and let him ruin the world. Oh, and congratulations on that whole leading the Inquisition thing, by the way.
So, I assume you're Talbashot or something like that.
Why would you assume that?
If you weren't, you would have split my skull open at our first meeting before I said a word. Centuries of warfare with the Qunari do lead to this state of affairs.
You're not gonna freeze, just use the blanket. You've met Qunari.
You've encountered Qunari before?
Qunari raids are rather one from the Eastern Imperium. Although the attacks aren't quite the rampaging wars of ages past. Now we're like two angry dowagers who only remember to spit at each other when they pass on the street.
What about in person?
Did you meet any Qunari personally?
None who weren't rushing towards me with a sword. I was too busy running in the other direction to say hello. I've met some Talbashot in my time, however. Mercenaries and a few merchants. They're not the same as Qunari. Might easily be a different people altogether.
Glad someone knows that.
If only other people knew that.
Just some of the thing. Most of them don't even know what a Qunari looks like. Forgive their ignorance, O mighty one. They shall learn proper fear in time.
I have no issue if you don't.
If you've no problem with me, I've no problem with you.
A philosophy I've learned to live by.
No issue with my being Inquisitor, then?
None that specifically involve you being so very, very large. No.
Good.
Tell me about yourself.
It occurs to me that I barely know anything about you.
Beyond my being a mage from Tevinter, you mean?
Beyond that, yes.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
No. If you say so.
You certainly think highly of yourself.
It's true. I could be more modest, but I'd be lying. Now, what was I talking about? Ah, yes, me. I am the scion of House Parvis, a product of generations of careful breeding and the repository of its hopes and dreams. Naturally, I despised it all. The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
Your family is angry with you?
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see.
You don't like Tevinter?
I'm getting the impression you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge how far we've fallen because pretending is easier. We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
Careful breeding?
What did you mean by generations of careful breeding?
Families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest. My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
That's enough for now.
I think I've heard enough.
That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself.
Tell me about the Imperium.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated by it. Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over Minathas. That's madness. All right, that one's actually true. The cows didn't have wings. I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
Do mages truly rule there?
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
I find it strange that your mages don't rule anything at all. Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules. That magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
I wonder if my warden, the hero Ferelden, would go to Tevinter if that's the case. A place where mages are on top of the food chain, basically. I see my character doing well there.
Let me ask you something else.
Of course.
Is blood magic common?
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all.
That's what any magister would tell you. They'd be convincingly offended by the notion, too. Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we consider blood magic, are two different things.
Interesting. What do you call it?
What's considered actual blood magic in Tevinter?
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. using your own blood or that of a willing participant. The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. But what if you need more? You always need more. That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. None of that is done. Not officially. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Real blood magic can give you an edge, a leg up against your opponents. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
No Templar intervention?
You think the Templars would object?
I imagine they did, long ago. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient. Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. And most of them are probably innocent.
No one disagrees?
There must be some mages who oppose this.
Of course. I do. I'm not entirely alone. Occasionally, there'll be a magister who makes noise, and then the reform talk begins. Very patriotic. Meanwhile, that magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are surprised it's learned he was a Maleficar all along. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of variety.
That's it.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
I should go.
You know where I'll be.
Just do some talking and exploring on this video. I won't do any main missions right now.
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as assistant to any research concerns. You'll find my skills are exceptional. I hope they prove useful.
How are your duties going?
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
Not optimal given the facilities. Skyhold should be improved, or our efforts will continue to suffer.
Yeah, I'll work on that. As your ability is.
How can you serve the Inquisition?
I am to aid in the research of all creatures encountered in your efforts as leader of the Inquisition.
What makes you particularly qualified?
I remember being fond of animals. I don't remember why.
That's it? You're tranquil?
You were made tranquil?
Yes, I am tranquil. It was necessary due to a willful nature that made wielding magic a dangerous endeavor. I remember that being a difficult time, but I cannot remember why. My skills are well used in my current position.
You're taking over the duties of Meneve?
Yes. Her death provided the vacancy. I am told there are many who will miss her. My skills will ensure that you do not miss her ability.
It's kind of dark. Okay.
As you were.
Yes, Inquisitor.
It's, I actually kind of wondered if they would ever give you a tranquil party member. I wonder how that would work. Condition of your charges. Read that off screen. Let's talk to Lils.
I'm sorry.
So am I.
The names of those we lost. You must blame me for this.
I blame Corypheus.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame.
I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time. I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
You care for your men.
You look out for your people. That's a good thing.
Is it? My people know their duty. They know the risks. They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
Your men are not disposable.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We are better than Corypheus.
Our agents have encountered more followers of Corypheus, these so-called Venatori. Their leader, Calpurnia, has them searching elven ruins. For what, I do not know. I propose we stop the Venatori before they find what they seek.
Who is Calpurnia?
Do you know anything about Calpurnia?
Only that Calpurnia is a name from ancient Tevinter legend, an unusual one. She was a priestess of Dumat, foster mother to the founder of the Imperium. A name like that is meant to assure the Venatori they follow in the footsteps of legends. We must prove them wrong.
Give me a plan.
What strategy do you have in mind?
A subtle approach. These Venatori have been shadowing a merchant called Vicinius on Calpurnia's orders. They've investigated his finances, surveyed his warehouses. I propose that you meet with Vicinius. Flatter him. Find out what he knows of Calpurnia.
What if he knows nothing?
What if Vicinius is as much in the dark as we are?
It never hurts to eliminate an avenue of inquiry. And we should tread lightly with the Venatori. They have contacts and spies, just as we do. The sooner you speak with Vicinius, the better.
Tell me about Vicinius.
Vicinius sounds like a Tevinter name.
Born in Tallow, although he claims to be from Virantium. He sells rare oils and amber, and prefers red wine to white.
What side of the bed does he sleep on?
He's unremarkable. I cannot think why Calpurnia would care.
I'll get him to talk.
If flattery doesn't work, I'll try something stronger.
As bards say, begin with the sweetest verse. Vicinius could be a most helpful friend. I'll make arrangements for you to visit his summer home in Valrayo. Hopefully, your attention should be enough to pique his interest. We'll have Calpurnia's secrets yet. Yes?
The Divine's death hit you hard. How have you been feeling?
Oh, you are referring to my outburst in Haven. I am much better now. Justinia was such a dear friend, and there were so many things going wrong.
Tell me about it.
Sometimes it's best to talk these things out.
I was with a hero of Ferelden when he defeated the Archdemon. With him by my side, anything was possible. But there is no happily ever after, not when life goes on. When the Divine requested my help, I went to her. I owed her that much. I sacrificed so much to do the Maker's work. But now, Justinia is dead. I was angry. I felt betrayed. But I shouldn't have let my emotions get the better of me. I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize.
Don't apologize. We're grieving and upset. I understand.
Thank you. Now enough of this. Let us think more pleasant thoughts.
We're well connected.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
Did you know Hawk?
They say you spent some time in Lothering. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times. I seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hawk twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories. The other one? The young man? He was a little surly. I did encounter the champion again later in Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
Why were they terrible?
Was this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. And then the news coming out of Kirkwall
Just making sure it's recording.
was disheartening. There were some in Val Rayo who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am. Did you need something?
Anything I should know?
It seems that the Elysian army is awaiting our next move. Some of the generals are sympathetic to our cause, others are still suspicious. Our actions are under a great deal of scrutiny.
Carry on.
I'll leave you to your work.
Can I go through this door? No, I cannot. Unlimited. Full damage. I can come back later.
Is this a bad time? I can come back.
No, it's all right. Bills are really not that engrossing. I've been meaning to come talk to you anyhow. I never officially joined the Inquisition. I don't know how to do this disciplehood thing. I'm a businessman. Never really followed the chosen one before.
Just be my friend.
I don't need a disciple. I need a friend.
If you knew how intimidating you are, you wouldn't make it sound so simple. You just don't know what you are to the people out there. The Herald of Andraste is a symbol bigger than any of us.
What am I to them?
So what exactly am I to the people out there?
The sky tears open, demons everywhere. To ordinary folks, these are the end times. The only hope they have is you. You're the sign that somebody might hear their prayers. That maybe they're not abandoned after all. You heard the crowd singing after Haven was attacked?
I'm still me, though.
Whatever I am to Thetis, I'm still just an ordinary person.
So, just a regular person, like anybody else. Right. I should probably get back to work. Unless, you up for a game of Wicked Grace?
Let's save.
I've got a minute if you need something.
Special. I have questions about Hawk.
I've read your tale of the champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Orsino's fate made no sense.
In the book you say that first enchanter Orsino turned himself into a giant monster made of corpses. How? Why?
Do I look like an expert on magical weirdness to you? I can't tell you how. With why, all I can say is he was desperate.
Where are Hawk's friends?
Where are the rest of Hawk's associates now?
Meryl decided to look after the elves left homeless by the fighting. She's done a pretty good job of keeping them away from the mages and Templars, so far. I guess she has plenty of practice avoiding stupid human battles with her old Dalish clan. Fenris has kept himself busy, hunting down the Tevinter slavers who came south to prey on the refugees. I'm not sure exactly where he is at the moment. You can usually follow the trail of corpses, though. Isabella went back to the raiders. She's calling herself an admiral now. I don't know if she's actually in charge or just has a really big hat. Might be the same thing, honestly. Sebastian went back to Starkhaven. I'm sure he's boring all sorts of people there. Last I knew, Hawke's sister Bethany was doing something with wardening near the Anderfell's border. Aveline is still guard captain. I'm pretty sure Kirkwall would fall into the sea if she quit her job.
Okay.
I've got a minute if you need something.
Cassandra's waiting for the next issue of Swords and Shields.
I must have heard that wrong. It sounded like you just said that Cassandra read my books.
She's a big fan.
She's a pretty big fan, in fact.
Are we talking about the same Cassandra? Tall, grumpy seeker, like stabbing things? Wait, did you say the romance serial? Huh. She'll be waiting for a while then. I haven't finished it and wasn't planning to. That book is easily the worst I've ever written. The last issue barely sold enough to pay for the ink.
I need it as a gift.
I was hoping to give it to Cassandra as a gift.
Oh, come on. That's just cruel. Even the Seeker doesn't deserve that. So, you want me to finish writing the latest issue of my worst serial? For Cassandra? Oh, that's such a terrible idea. I have to do it. On one condition. I get to be there when you give her the book.
Fine.
You've got a deal.
I'll get to work then. You know, the fact that the book is terrible just makes it more worthwhile somehow.
Okay. Talk to Josephine.
Inquisitor, I was just inspecting our new headquarters. Foundation cracks, nesting animals, and miles from any centers of civilization. The staff must make it presentable if we're to receive any visitors of distinction.
Yes, let's keep up appearances.
It certainly wouldn't do for the Inquisition to appear overly shabby.
We've only just now convinced everyone we have precisely what Deras requires. The Templars came far to fight with us. They need to feel secure here.
If they don't, I can't blame them.
After that battle with Corypheus, how could anyone not feel perfectly safe?
I can't stop dwelling on the day we attacked our camp. Do you know who first leapt to arms? Our workers. We were so proud of our cause. Corypheus simply cut them down. So much screaming after their first blast of fire. So many people turned to ash.
I'm troubled by it as well.
I keep feeling that fire's heat on the back of my neck, too.
Indeed. But you're the one who led us to safety. Well, before I return to my duties, allow me to congratulate you on your appointment as Inquisitor, my lord. I will now bring diplomatic issues to your attention, and I'm more than happy to help with any situations that arise.
No need to be all business.
You don't have to be so formal just because I'm Inquisitor now, Josephine.
Our allies and guests should see you treated with every courtesy, Inquisitor, especially considering the newness of your office. Fortunately, after your courage at Haven, it's no difficult task to do so.
Oh, we won't take that. I'm ready for that yet. I tell you, these 24-hour shifts are starting to get to me. And I have work in the morning. I came off work this morning, and I have work in the morning again. Such is life. Who do I want to talk to? I'll talk to Cassandra again, then I'll talk to Hawk.
What have you done now?
I get it, Seeker. You're still sore after our spat.
I'm not a child, Varric. Do not suggest I'm without reason.
A peace offering. The next chapter of Swords and Shields. I hear you're a fan.
This is your doing.
I'd hoped you like it.
I was hoping you'd be happy about it.
Well, if you're not interested, you're not interested. Still needs editing anyhow.
Wait!
You're probably wondering what happens to the Knight Captain after the last chapter.
Nothing should happen to her. She was falsely accused.
Well, it turns out the guardsmen...
Don't tell me!
This is the part where you thank the Inquisitor. I don't normally give sneak peeks, after all.
Thank you.
Thank Varric.
Varric, the one you should be thanking.
I am but a humble servant to my loyal readers.
I wonder if I have time to read the first part.
But don't forget to tell all your friends. If you have any. Completely worth it.
Let's go check Hawk. If I could just reach up there again. Hawk is nowhere to be seen. Where is Hawk? Where'd Hawk go? And that's it. 4 damage. Seeing cool.
Here. Tell the commander that this is the perfect spot for the armory.
Yes, ma'am. Right away.
Inquisitor.
What's been going on?
Ambassador Montelier sent me a basket of flowers to thank me for my work with the Inquisition. She's so lovely.
I have to go. Majestic. How is a place like this ever lost?
Don't know why the game keeps sticking.
Something is troubling me, Inquisitor. Leliana is receiving reports of mages becoming possessed, Templars going rogue. No one is dealing with these matters. I was hoping we might, before they get worse.
Of course.
We can certainly look into it.
I will mark these incidents on the map as I learn of them, Inquisitor. And I would be pleased to accompany you if and when you investigate.
So you're a romantic.
So, that book you were reading.
Yes, what of it?
So under that taciturn shell beats a true romantic heart.
Why must it be an accusation? Romance is not the sole province of dithering ladies in frilly dresses. It is passion. It is being swept away by the pursuit of an ideal. What is not to like about that?
I like that you like it.
Don't get me wrong. I like the side of it.
I don't swoon.
I meant the passion.
Huh. Well, that's not so bad then.
What the hell? Where did my champion go? Somewhere.
The order was sent.
Looks cool. Okay, let me see.
This thing is not a stray puppy you can make into a pet. It has no business being here.
Wouldn't you say the same of an apostate?
Inquisitor, I wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his unusual abilities.
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him. These are not the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit.
It is a demon.
If you prefer, although the truth is somewhat more complex.
He helped us.
Cole helped me escape the Envy Demon. I already agreed to let him stay.
That was before we knew what it was. Honoring deals with demons is a swift path to an early grave.
In fact, his nature is not so easily defined.
Speak plainly, Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
But Cole looks like a young man. Could it be possession?
No. He has possessed nothing and no one. And yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he wishes to help. I suggest you allow him to do so.
Explain more of possession.
What do you mean by possession?
Spirits and demons cross over from the Fade by attaching themselves to something in this world. But Cole has willfully manifested in human form without possessing anyone.
What of demons at the breach?
The demons who came through the breach, or through the rifts, weren't possessing anything.
These demons were drawn through against their will, driven mad by this world. But Cole predates the breach. From what we can tell, he has lived here for months, perhaps years. He looks like a young man. For all intents and purposes, he is a young man. It is remarkable.
I'll talk with him.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself. Where is he now?
He was right.
Don't go on with the camera.
Haven. So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape. Choking fear. Can't think from the medicine, but the cuts rack me with every heartbeat. Hot, white pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
Are you alright?
You're feeling their pain.
It's louder this close, with so many of them.
Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable?
Yes, but here is where I can help. Every breath slower, like lying in a warm bath, sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone. Cracked brown pain, dry, scraping, thirsty. Here.
Thank you.
It's all right. She won't remember me.
You're a friendly spirit?
You're using your powers as a spirit to help people.
Yes? I used to think I was a ghost. I didn't know. I made mistakes, but I made friends too. Then a Templar proved I wasn't real. I lost my friends. I lost everything. I learned how to be more like what I am. It made me different, but stronger. I can feel more. I can help.
Stay and help us.
If you're willing, the Inquisition could use your help.
Yes, helping. I help the hurt. The helpless. There's someone. Hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Someone make it stop hurting. Make her, please. The healers have done all they can. It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. Help.
Well, to be fair, right? He's a spirit, so he can sense when someone is going to die. So, seeing that he's kind of on the other side already, he kind of knows. I would think he has a better idea when someone is dying. So, I don't want the guy to suffer. So, yeah.
All right. Help him.
It's all right. I want to stay. He hates it all because of the darkness behind the door. Some doors should stay shut.
I'd like to talk about what happened to you before we met.
Before you, Reese was my friend. He showed me I was wrong to kill the mages. I thought I was helping them. Then he and Evangeline went to Adamant, and I went with them. I was worried Evangeline would hurt Reese. We found out dangerous things. It scared Seeker Lambert, and he scared the mages. It started the rebellion. Seeker Lambert told me what I was. Reese couldn't look at me. I ran until I found more Templars. That's all.
Reese was your friend?
What can you tell me about Reese?
He was a mage. He saw me when most couldn't, and he remembered. He helped me, and I watched over him. I worried Evangeline would hurt him. She was a Templar, but she didn't like hurting people. When I left, she stayed. Now she watches over him. They should have been with the rebels. Maybe they ran away together instead. Neither of them like killing.
I could find them.
If you like, I could use the resources of the Inquisition to locate your friend.
No. If they are alive and safe, they should stay away. The last time he saw me, he didn't want to look at me. He saw a monster. Let him forget.
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
Yes.
I really just want to know where is Hawk? Where is my champion?
I can't understand how those women in the kitchen could be awake so early after the night we had.
Why is your name Iron Bull?
So how did you get the name Iron Bull?
I picked it. You know how it is. Even growing up Talvashot, your parents had to tell you about some of it, right? No names. I figure your parents chose yours the same way. Nice going on a Dar, by the way. Weapon. I like that.
Why that name, though?
But why specifically Iron Bull?
This may surprise you, but I really like hitting things. Also, it's the Iron Bull, technically. I like having an article at the front. It makes it sound like I'm not even a person, just a mindless weapon. An implement of destruction. That really works for me.
Fair enough.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
What do you need, my friend?
I like your advice.
Do you have any advice for me?
Tell that demon, what does it call itself? Cole. Tell it to leave. He may not mean harm, but that does not mean he will not harm us. Spirits are not creatures to take at face value. Be cautious with him, Inquisitor.
Okay.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Go upstairs again and see. Or was it a one-time thing? I'll check it just now. Can't go there? Damn it. Okay, I guess not. Was it a one-time thing? I'll probably see it later on in the game. Oh, let's see if we could get this place cleaned up. Have to sell some more stuff. Buy and sell. Oh, there we go. Get out of screen.
The pen is mightier, Miles.
Oh, craft weapons. Skyhook customization. How do I clean up?
Inquisitor.
Any thoughts for the lost?
Have you any thoughts about the people we lost at Haven?
Yes.
Care to share?
No. It hurts, and I don't want to spit on your efforts. You saved who you could. We have to be happy with that.
I'll be back later.
I'll be here.
Who do I talk to about cleaning up the place? Let's see. Oh, okay.
Looking for someone to talk your ear off? I think I can oblige.
I've read your tale of the champion, and I have a few questions.
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
What happens on this?
What happened to the mage who destroyed the Kirkwall Chantry? The book never said.
He fled Kirkwall with the mages from the Circle. Stayed with them a while, but he had to move on. Somehow a lot of mages blamed him for making them live as fugitives. I don't know where he is now, and I don't want to know.
Carry on.
Did you need something, darling?
Alright. I don't think there's anything else I can do talking wise. Let me go to the war table. I should really be heading to that. I'm starting to overdo it. Time. That's not that late.
Are you all right, Leliana? Are you? I suppose not. Haven was trying.
Inquisitor Hawkswood and find us somewhere here. Disappeared before we could talk to him. He's good. Be careful on the road. Lots of undead. People here need your help. Explain more once you're here, Harding. Not yet. Crossroad region is no source of hope. Obsidian, now that the Inquisition has become established.
Really? You did not notice? I had no idea Lady Beverly was one of your people. You might have told me before I embarrassed myself.
All right.
Well, that settles it. We face the adoptable magister who commands something that looks suspiciously like an archdeacon, and I defy anyone to tell me that this is not right. We have our cause treaties and we have cause. This will require a little persuasion.
At your service. Let's see what we have.
What I really want is deep roots.
Inquisitor.
Oh, I could do more at once.
All right.
Okay, bet.
Inquisitor.
Crossback Basin. New area unlocked. Not now. All the way up not always seen that I believe it on this side of the bring that up. At the site where we have been stored as a memorial to all those who gave their lives. Cutting here.
Inquisitor.
Torrance requests. Charge or something. I thought I'd bring up the Venatory mages out there looking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you since you can't swing a dead cat without hitting Ocrafius minions. This one, Correct. After the events at Haven, one can hardly go anywhere in the Empire without hearing the word Inquisition. I shall be glad to have some facts to add to the wild rumors. I am as grieved as you to hear of the vicious slander being spread. Justina the Fifth was the best of us. It pains me to think that others would pollute her legacy in such a manner. I travel to Val for it soon. I shall ensure my cousins know the truth of this matter. Sincerely, come to... Okay. Reports of darkspawn activity. There are reports of darkspawn activity in the Stone Coast. While the area is sparsely populated with darkspawn, the darkspawn pose a significant threat to travelers as well as to the Inquisition soldier station on the coast. So the darkspawn will branch away from the region, villages further inland forests. So that's kind of switching here to the team. Yeah.
Inquisitor.
First off, you play me hand if we can play a second. We'll need you, brother. We'll make fire. Okay, time to show some promise. I got my editor to look around for me. She's a quartet. Boss, people tell her things that they want to people are not.
Let's see what we have.
Assassin killed him straight to the water. Yes. Assassin killed him straight over to the crow's my telescope. Was the watch rifles carefully? Has incredible potential for crafting and mastercraft smithing. If only we had a gifted mind to gain for them. The one of inventory had training experts, but we have located an arcanist with great skill and reputation for hunting plus enchanters. A both untrusting and aggressive with assassination attempts, and at least the explosion of me. Landholders reluctant to allow her passage through their territory to do something to bring her from Tan to Rio. This arcanist would be invaluable to the Inquisition. Despite the sun avoiding infiltration. Please allow me to convey my deepest sympathies over the losses at Haven. It was surely in justice will that guided anyone out of that calamity alive. The light of this tragedy, I would pledge material support to the Inquisition, but unfortunately my own lands have suffered heavy damages. Thanks to the warfare between the mages and the Templars, I can, however, tell you that there was a very profitable mine in the western border of Redcliffe Valley, which the Templars cut off. I do not know the present condition of the mine, but if you wish to reclaim it, I'll be glad to let you take from it whatever you can between now and winter set.
All right.
Let us begin.
Rumors of the Maleficanum. We've all heard the rumors, blood mages in the Wending Woods. The Inquisition controls the Templars as it not. Surely it is your responsibility to act. Thomas Fincher, owner and prompter of Fincher's Textiles. I've received several complaints from various merchants. No one has been able to verify these claims, one way or the other. A major trade route between Denerim and the now thriving Amaranthi runs through this region. The Howl of Amaranthi would consider it a personal favor if our Templars investigated. Image says someone Christ blood knife. My agents will investigate first and if necessary bring in Templars. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's see what we have.
Ooh, a corrupting ruin. Several murdered mages just off the road. The bodies had been dragged from place to be killed, but not well hidden as possible. Someone wanted and discovered a message, but for who? Victims were stabbed unclear. Blood mages or if local mages decided to deal with the rumors themselves. Game keeps sticking. There we go. Rumors of blood magic throughout our Templars, as intended it seems. Mages say our men are responsible for rumors.
Inquisitor.
The dangerous cell of rebel mages has been tracked to a remote location in the Wending Wood. They are known enemies of the Inquisition and its allies. These men and women pose a significant danger to those traveling along the pilgrim's path between Denerim and Amaranthi. They are directly responsible for the death of 7 mages and a nobleman's daughter. The Inquisition Templars are prepared to defend against the threat. Denerim. I feel like we should have met, seeing as you're camped in the western part of my country, until someone wiped Haven off the map. My map. That was annoying. First I have one army in Ferelden without a by or leave. And then there are 2. And then there are 2? But I digress. My point is that I'm King Alistair, ruler of Ferelden, and I've learned who was behind that second army. His cult of Tevinter followers is supposedly in the royal palace, somewhere cackling, no doubt. Seeing as your Inquisition knows far more about them, I'm hopeful you could help us find these cultists and ask them to all to leave with pointy swords. I don't even want to know what they're up to. One archdemon per ages, all for all they can stomach. Thank you very much. King Alistair Theorin. King Alistair. I have just the agent in mind for this. I want me to send it to the general and quietly hunt down the military spies. Oh, it should be helpful. Everyone should see us doing it. Yeah. But that was Brayson, battle evil mages, disguised as kitchen servants, fireworks flying and sword slashing in double times. I won't be eating anything coming out of those kitchens for a while. Let me tell you. I wonder if they were going to poison me. Nasty little cultists. Anyhow, I'm grateful for the Inquisition's help. We wouldn't have found them without you, King Alistair. Venatori and their servants are attacking Valkyrie, hoping to raid this armory. The local baron has requested aid. Send Sir Barris to lead Templar Knights against the Tevinter mages. This would be a good training for our men. We should send our soldiers as well. Go into this blind. The Venatori will entrench my agents and give you information on the defenses. It's a question require more learning than we have in hand. I can arrange for it. The soldiers do need training. Inquisitor. Our forces have routed the Venatori and Valkyrie. Put our people to work on the relief efforts until we're called to duty. Thank you for letting us help this place. It is good to give the people a reason to trust their Templars again. Befriending Carinus. According to Dorian, while most Tevinter masters are not Venatori supporters, they will also not raise a finger to prevent the Venatori from wreaking havoc in the south. There are some, however, who see the cult for what it is. And are trying to expose it. The Magister contact in Carinus by the name of Maevaris Telani is attempting to introduce a law in the Imperial Senate which would see Venatori activity sharply curtailed in Tevinter. Dorian suggests that quiet Inquisition support of Maevaris would be beneficial and ultimately could drum up support from other Magisters fearful of what Courtiers represents. Tevinter is a land where secrets are weapons. Let us arm this Magister against those who would oppose our orders.
Inquisitor.
My Lord Inquisitor, considerable as your support has been, I am saddened to report my motion died on the Senate floor. Although I am hardly surprised, my fellows in the... Damn, so was this fail? This was a fail. Also, I find the point of the motion is a statement that needs to be made, and your support allowed me to make it far louder and clearer than I ever would have on mine. So thank you. With any luck, this will draw support from those who feel as I do. heard that you got promoted by the little sharp human and the red-headed one. How much are they paying you? Should I send Talbot to check over the new contract? You know the first rule, never trust humans with numbers. Sorry, I got distracted. That's not what this message is about. The kids are getting restless. You can only spend so much time sitting on your ass surrounded by humans before you get a little bored. You're in charge of the hairy eyeball soldiers now, right? You can find us a job quick, because if I have to listen to Kyrie's attempts at poetry much longer, I'm going to cut him a second mouth hole somewhere south of the first one. P.S. There are 34 new sonnets Kyrus is waiting to perform when you get back. And I think he's wrote a sestina. From now on, pretend you can't hear him. What's up, Ema? Can I place myself? Demons, you got demons. Some of them were on fire. You're the best at that. You don't have to replace that broken blade for me now, Raven. Alright, there's the thing for coal. Open those areas, shoot and scan. Because who would plan you have rescue someone so important. Chris, the reason I owe you both our freedom and our lives, I once wished that reason I had been able to attend the conclave in hopes that our voices might lead to a peaceful resolution to this mad war after hearing about the destruction of the Temple of Sacred Ashes. Though, we might only have died with the rest. The Templars I tracked and subsequently fell to were using a strange red form of lyrium I had never previously encountered. The Inquisition troops who rescued us tell us that you found the same lyrium at Vienna Fall. Redoubt and saved the Templars from corruption. For this I thank you. While I left the Templars as an organization, I always believed in the ideals for which they stood. I hope that they serve you well against this corrupt race. That's fine.
Let's see what we have.
I think I needed that to upgrade something.
All right.
Requires 20, of course. Alright. Quest has record that we should focus on finding.
Inquisitor.
All right.
What I really want is deep mushrooms. Based on the revelation that Haven, that Venatori operatives report to a darkspawn believed to be the Magister Corypheus, threat assessment of possible Venatori has been reprioritized as vital. Duke Thaethus Pentagos rules the Nevaran city of Hunterfell, a former military hero who prided himself on his open-minded attitude. Duke Thaethus rules with the help of a secret network of old adventuring companions and possible lovers, as they are all rumored to be beautiful women. Information on the 5 5 bells of Hunterfell is limited, but they are known to include humans from both Orley and Ferelden, an elf, a dwarf, and even a Talbashop. Known or suspected background range from respected Mortellici, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, or dragon hunter to bard, smuggler, or even apostate. We believe one of the 5 bells of Huntersfell is a Venatori agent working to advance the agenda of Corypheus. A bard's reputation precedes her. Even if she wishes otherwise, I can uncover more about dragon hunting is a noble sport usually. I should be able to find out about this hunter. Relatively lenient information of the bard. I have heard only rumors, I fear, but it is said that her most intriguing aspect is her voice. It is a unique quality different from most Elysian bards who are human or elven. An expert from a Ben Hasrat information report. We still have neither race nor background information on the Venatori agent in Hunterfell. The bells are effectively nobility in the city. Any information about them is protected. We have confirmation that the Talbashop, whatever else she may be, is not a mage. Whether she is or was one of the Duke's type as 6 lovers, she now appears to be in a relationship with a smuggler. Can't hide her reputation easily, no matter how pretend she is. Let my ladies ask her all the time.
Let us begin.
She is said to disagree strongly with the bard on matters of trade. She is a bitter enemy of the Elysian Afterblood. Afterblood was shed. Legion Afterblood was shed between them early in their adventuring days due to the Elysian binding corpses with magic. Let's see. All information about the 5 bells of Hunterfell has come back negative. The Talbashop is not the bard. The elf is not the Mortelatasi. That's how you say it. Mortelatasi. The elf is not the Mortelatasi, and the dwarf is not the smuggler. And then we have learned that the Ferelden is the Venatori agent, but unless we can link her to the specific background quickly, we will lose this lead. We must remove the target immediately to stop Duke Thythus from falling prey to the Venatori interest. Navian Hotel to eliminate the smuggler. Tag was eliminated, and as expected, all other targets went into hiding immediately. Theus did not locate to destroy his siege. The recent move to expedite movements into detonations all of the Hunterfell suggests that we eliminated the wrong target.
Let us begin.
Inquisition agents have uncovered a potential problem in the nation of Navarra. A Tevinter mage by the name of Aurelius has recently been noted in the company of King Marcus, and rumors comment on how strange it is for a new advisor to be so closely heeded. There's evidence to indicate Aurelius is a member of the Venatori. Having the Navarran king under their sway would give the cult a great deal of power and hinder the Inquisition's ability to operate in the north. Yeah. Get rid of him real quick. Notifications about the problem. Yep. I like how everybody's approving. Cole approves. Hey. Actually, as I see that rash flying, now I remember. I wanted to check on an upgrade. For the potions.
Inquisitor?
The Arcanist has arrived?
You should see for yourself.
Hello there.
Hello.
Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
Yes. It's Dagna. I remember Dagna.
We're the magical advisor?
You're him. The Inquisitor. I'm Dagna. Arcanist Dagna.
I remember Dagna.
Is that it? The hand anchor mark? It's pretty. Reach was pretty too. In a destroy everything sort of way.
Welcome to the Inquisition.
I welcome you to the Inquisition and look forward to your contribution.
Me too. I've heard some impossible things. I love impossible things. Those are the best to make, well, possible. I've looked at Herod's devices. Precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking. No disrespect meant to the classical trades, but you need a new perspective. I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
You noticed the anchor?
You seemed impressed by the anchor. What does it look like to you?
I heard heard what everyone says what you heard Garithia say. It's a long chain of who said what. To me, it says key. But keys do a lot of things. Open, lock, switch. Some open one thing, some open everything. It sounds like Carivia's made it to open, but it looks like you can use it to close. It may be that simple. It sure is pretty. Wish I could see through it.
Where did you study magic?
Where does a dwarf go to study magical theory?
Get out. I asked myself that question for years. Turns out, not in Orzammar.
Ah, my camera's about to die.
I had hope though.
Alright everybody, if it dies, thank you for watching and I'll see you all in the next video. I'll work in the morning anyway.
Wonders I've seen. And with an objective eye, I can spot where they overlap. That's a surprise for every teacher. It's a grand tradition, and it works so well with new thinking.
I'll see you later, Jack.
I can't wait.
It's a good spot to end the video. Thanks again everyone. Hope you all have a great night or day. And I'll see you all next time in some more Dragon Age Inquisition.